Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and today we are covering Thirdweb hooks, specifically the hooks that are related to the wallets. Now in the last video we looked at how we can integrate different wallets into our web application simply by importing the Connect wallet component or the Connect embed component, and then all you need to do is to customize the list of supported wallets that you are specifying in the Thirdweb component, and you're pretty much good to go. But in this video we'll look at hooks. Now generally speaking, hooks allow you to implement specific features. They either give you a specific constant or a value that tracks the state of something in the UI, or it could also be simply a hook that performs a specific action like a function does. So hooks have a wide range of use cases, but in this video we'll only look at the hooks that are specific to connecting wallet in your application. Because I want to take it in a more structured manner, we could go forth and cover all the hooks that the Thirdweb provides, but that will make this lesson a lot less structured, and it will be a lot more difficult for you to follow along with me. So let's go ahead and go back to the Thirdweb documentation. Now if you go to this particular link or URL, you'll land at this page, and as you can see there are a bunch of different hooks on this page. Well, there are different topics, and each topic has multiple hooks. For example, if you click on wallet connection here, you'll see that it opens up a whole list of hooks that are supported by the wallet connection that are supported by Thirdweb. So if we further scroll down below, you'll see a lot of cool stuff that Thirdweb provides in the form of hooks, but we won't cover that here. As I said, we'll have them covered in the future videos where it makes much more sense to cover them. One topic that we'll cover is wallet connection hooks, and they can give you the state of the address that you are connected to, as well as some extra information about the wallet that's connected to your website. We are only covering wallet connection hooks in this particular video, but in the future ones we'll obviously cover a lot more hooks. Now let's go ahead and get started with the wallet connection hooks. Now if you go back to index.js file, or if you remember the last video, we had this Connect wallet component that we added here. I still have it, I haven't removed it. So go ahead, you don't need to add all of these extra props for now. Let's just remove all of them. You can remove all the props here, and still going to work fine. Let's remove this chain as well. Boom. Let's okay, we'll need to start the server first. So let's go ahead, since we are already inside our application, let's do npm start. Cool. So now the server is starting. Great. So you can see our Connect wallet button here, and now let's go back and import one of these hooks to really understand how they work. But before we do that, let me actually switch to a Chrome browser window that is not a guest account, because on a guest account you can't really use your wallet, but I'll need to use it in order to demonstrate how these hooks are actually working. Okay, great. Let's now go ahead with the lesson, and let's go back and look at all the list of hooks that Thirdweb provides. We have a bunch of wallet connection hooks that we'll be covering in this video, and let's look at the useAddress hook first. Now the useAddress hook, literally as the name says, it just gives you the address that's currently connected to your website. So say that you have a dApp or a decentralized application, and a user is connected to your website using his wallet, and you may want to know what his wallet address is. Maybe you want to execute a new transaction, or you want to just display some information related to his wallet. Whatever the use case may be, wallet useAddress helps you to get the wallet address of the user that's connected to your website. So let's go ahead and first connect to one of our wallets here. Cool. So it's now connected to the website. Let's go back to our code and actually import the hook that we are about to use, useAddress. Now, as you can see, while I was typing, it already displays a suggestion. So I'm just going to hit enter here. Boom. So now it's imported. Now, what we need to do here is let's actually try to display our wallet information on the front end. So as you remember, we wrote this random text over here. There was no purpose behind writing it. I just wrote it for no particular reason. So let's write here your ad. In fact, let's write your wallet address and colon space. You can't directly get the value of the address. You first need to call it like you call a function. So let's declare a new constant and do const address equals useAddress, and then you have to do open and close parentheses like you call a function, and that should be good enough. Now let's type in address inside of the braces. These curly braces, as you may know, inside JSX, they're used to write JavaScript code or logic. They can't really have a lot of JavaScript code. They just support a couple of syntax, and that's it. For example, a variable or a const, or maybe a ternary statement or a conditional statement, and that's pretty much it. Anyways, so yeah, when we go back to our application, we see a long list of weird characters here. This is basically the public address of the wallet that's connected to your application. Now this address is exactly the same as the address that's displayed inside of the Connect Wallet button over here. As you can see, this 2 begins with 0x77WV, and it also ends with 8E47, just right over here. Now that's great. That's pretty much it. You already know what useAddress hook does. It gives you the public address of the wallet that's connected to your website. Let's go back and see the other hooks that are available to us through Thirdweb. Now we have a useConnect hook here. What the useConnect hook does is that it allows you to connect your wallet to your wallet programmatically instead of through a UI or user interface. Let's click on this and see what it does. As you can see here, what you have to do, the very first step is obviously you need to import the hook, and you also need to import the wallet that you want your users to connect to, and you initialize the wallet. If you remember well, back in the Thirdweb provider, we initialized these wallets in the list of supported wallets that we provided to the provider. Let's just go back and let me show you what I'm talking about. Yep. So yeah, I don't have the prop here. I think I've deleted it, but you can always add it later on. So MetaMask wallet, and you can also import default wallets. You can add this here, supported wallets, default wallets, and MetaMask wallet that you need to call with an open and close parentheses. You're not exactly calling it, you're just initializing the MetaMask wallet values so that your Thirdweb React SDK knows about how the user will go about interacting with this wallet. Now this is just to demonstrate you what I'm talking about. Let's remove this and go back to where we were. So over here now, just like we initialized the useAddress hook, we are also initializing the useConnect hook. We are declaring a const connect equals useConnect, open and close parentheses. Basically what this does is that it initializes the connect const with the value that's returned by useConnect. And then over here inside of the component return, we see that Thirdweb is actually returning a button component over here. It has a on-click listener or event handler, and it says const wallet equals await connect MetaMask, and then comma connection options, and then the console.logs over here. Now let's go ahead and actually import the useConnect hook. I'll remove this for now. import useConnect. That's great. I'm going to initialize this hook now. Connect equals useConnect. Great. Now let me add a new button here. It's going to be very simple. Boom. And let's also import MetaMask wallet, and let's write const MetaMask equals MetaMask wallet, open close, so that we initialize this wallet. And over here let's write on click. Actually, I could have just copy pasted from the documentation now that I think about it, but no worries. Let's declare it as an asynchronous function, and on the top we are going to say await connect MetaMask. Now, as you can see, you can also pass in extra configuration options to the connect hook. Now, if I hover over it, you can see it accepts a wallet, which in this case it's a MetaMask wallet, and it also accepts a bunch of connect parameters. It also accepts a chain ID. I think which it probably in this case means that it's going to be the chain ID that you want the wallet to be connected to by default. Let's just try to use this button that we have just added. I forgot to hit save. Address is not defined, my bad. We have to remove this as well. Let's save again, go back to our application. This is because of poor formatting. Let me take the button and put it in a different div right over here. Let's actually make this button say something. Let's say click me to connect to MetaMask, and hit save. Go back to our application. Boom, we see this button here. Let's click on that and nothing happens. I think that's because we already connected to MetaMask. So let me first disconnect our wallet. Let me click this again. Boom, as you can see, it connected to MetaMask as soon as I clicked the button. Now, if you haven't connected to MetaMask before, it would obviously pop up the MetaMask extension. It will be some sort of a pop-up asking you to select an account. But since my website in a way remembers that my wallet is connected to my website is connected to MetaMask, it by default just directly connected to MetaMask. And obviously you can do this with many other wallets, not just MetaMask. This is just to show you how we can utilize the useConnect hook to connect to wallets programmatically. You don't have to necessarily import the connect wallet button. You can also just achieve the same thing using the useConnect hook. Let's actually go back to the list of hooks that we were looking at, and let's see other stuff. Now, this is one of my favorite hooks because it allows you to build the UI in a way that's extremely interesting and unique. The useConnectionStatus hook. What it does is that it gives you the status of whether a wallet is connected to your website or not. Like, you may want to know if the user is connected to your website and only then grant them access to a certain section or page of your website. So in those cases, this hook comes extremely handy. Now let me copy this and paste it here. Let me remove this line first, and let's call it connection status. Connection status, since that's what the hook does. It gives us the connection status. And let's type here your wallet connection status, and then in open and close braces, let's type in connection status to display the current status of our app. I'll also need to remove this since we're not using that old hook anymore. Let's go back to our application. Boom, as you can see, it says here your wallet connection status is connected. As you remember, this is the value that we passed here, and that's why it says that we are connected, because we're already connected to MetaMask. Let me go ahead and disconnect the wallet, and boom, it says disconnected. So as you see, it also tells you whether or not you're currently connected or disconnected from the wallet. So it's returning a string that either says connected, disconnected, or connecting. There's also a third status that it has. You can actually have a look at the kind of values that it returns just by hovering over the hook. And as you can see here, it says there's also a fourth status that's unknown. Basically, it probably means that it's currently connecting, or it just cannot identify any wallets. It could mean any of those things. But in your specific case, or in most cases, all you really need are these three basic states: the connecting, connected, and disconnected states. So this really is one of the most awesome hooks that Thirdweb provides. Otherwise, you'll have to write a ton of code using ethos.js to achieve the same. You may have to also do it in some asynchronous fashion, so that it's always running in the background, checking whether the wallet is connected or not connected, and can just be so tiring. Let's go ahead and move on to the next hook. Now let's cover the next hook, which is the useDisconnect hook. Now, if you remember, we covered the useConnect hook. So there's also a hook that does the opposite, which is it disconnects your wallet from your website. Now, this one is more simple because you don't need to pass in any MetaMask wallet or any wallet object. All you need to do is just import the hook like so. Use disconnect, and let's name it disconnect here. Use disconnect again. Let's create a new button. Disconnect your wallet by clicking me. Now let's add an on-click function, and all it does is it just calls to disconnect. Boom. So this is the same one that we initialized. So useDisconnect returns a function that you can use to disconnect your wallet. It can be any wallet that's currently connected to your website. Okay, we got an error here. Yeah, I always forget to remove this. Great, so we see a new ugly button here, and it says exactly what we asked it to say. It says disconnect your wallet by clicking me. If you click on it, nothing is going to happen because you're already disconnected. But let's go ahead and connect to MetaMask and click on this button to demonstrate what it actually does. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and boom, it has disappeared. So it does exactly what it says it does. It disconnects your wallet. Let's go ahead and go to useSigner hook. Now what does this hook do? useSigner hook is basically used to get the signer from the connected wallet, and signer is basically the person who signs the transaction. So a lot of times you are executing blockchain transactions that you need to sign from your wallet, and this is a mandatory step for most of the blockchain transactions. And if you're, for example, executing a transaction from MetaMask itself, then you don't need to sign it because it already asks for your confirmation and it's kind of internally signs the transaction. But for example, if you're interacting with a decentralized application and it asks you to, for example, transfer some funds or execute any kind of function or smart contract function, then you may need to sign the transaction, and only then the transaction will get executed. You can think of it as a way to confirm a transaction, and that's all you need to know for now. Signing a transaction means that you're confirming that you're allowing this transaction to happen. Now this is a very simple hook. You just go to your code and import useSigner. So I'm going to replace useDisconnected with useSigner, and then I'm going to do const sign equals useSigner like that, and boom, that's going to give you the signer of your wallet, and you can always display it here, signer as useSigner. Sorry, it's sign, not signer. And let me remove this button because otherwise it's going to give me errors. Let's go back to our application. Well, that's a bit weird. Yeah, because sign is actually, this is actually an object. You can't really log it to your JSX as a text because JSX only accepts text value and stuff like that, or a boolean value. So what we're going to do is we're just going to console.log here, the sign, and let's remove it from here because it's giving us an error. Let's save it and go back to our website. Let's go to inspect and let's go to console. Boom. It has this is the signer that we got using the useSigner hook. It gives you all the information that you need in order to execute a transaction. Whether you're using Ethos.js or Web3.js, this will really be helpful in executing and signing the transactions. Now, we are not covering blockchain transactions yet, but we will cover it very soon. And when we do that, you will see exactly how the signer is used to execute transactions, etc. Now, let's go back and close the inspect thing that we had opened and let's go back to the list of hooks that we were looking at. We have covered useSigner. Let's go to useWallet. Now your users might be connected to a bunch of different kind of wallets, and you may want to know which wallet they are connected to. You can't specifically do that with other hooks that we covered here, so this is the reason that this hook exists. It exists because it allows you to get information about the wallet that the user has used to connect to your website, and it will only return something if the user is connected to a wallet, because obviously if the user is not connected to your website with his wallet, then you will not be able to get his wallet information. So let me go ahead and import the useWallet hook. Let me initialize it by saying useWallet equals useWallet again and wallet, but this is a object as well, so we can't exactly log it out to inside of the JSX. So let's do a console.log that says wallet. Let's make it info about connected wallet. Let's go back to our website. Let's go to inspect and to the console, and boom. Let's clear out the older consoles and refresh the page. And over here, as you can see, it gives us information about the connected wallet, which is MetaMask wallet, and it says the name of the wallet here, and it has a lot of interesting information as well. It gives you all the list of chains that are really available on your wallet. It gives you the connector object. It also has some dApp metadata that you can use. Maybe in some cases you want to know about the metadata of the dApp. You can know whether this wallet is injected or not, because an injected wallet is basically a wallet extension, but if it's not injected, that means it's probably a mobile wallet, or your user has connected using useWalletConnect. And there's also, so you have all of these wallets. There's also an object called type, which is EVM, and most of these wallets are EVM wallets. The most important object that I feel over here is the wallet ID, because wallet ID gives you about the information about the name of the wallet that's connected, and pretty much that's the only way to know what wallet your user is connected to. And this can be helpful if you want to show a different UI for Coinbase wallet users and maybe a different UI for MetaMask wallet users. So it depends vastly about what your use case is. So let's go ahead and move on to the next hook now that we know what we can do with the useWallet hook. By the way, if you disconnect your wallet, then this wallet object returns undefined for obvious reasons, because you're not connected to your website with any wallet, so it returns undefined. Let's close this and go back to the documentation. Now we have a new hook that basically gives you the wallet config object of the currently connected wallet, and it could be some metadata or configuration that you have set at the time of the wallet. Now, yeah, you may have created the wallet using a use create wallet hook, or you may have you may be using the Thirdweb's default supported wallets. Whatever the case may be, you can use the useWalletConfig to get more information about the connected wallet and the config that's been used to initialize the wallet object. Let's go ahead and see what kind of information we can get out of this hook. So I'm going to change this name, and again I'm going to console.log it because it's an object that cannot be displayed into JSX. Boom. Going to the console. Yeah, because we are not connected to any wallet, it says undefined here. Let me clear it and connect to a wallet. Boom. You see it has returned wallet config here, and your wallet config can have a bunch of information like the connect UI, or it could also be the .create method. It returns the ID, which is MetaMask, is installed, which means basically whether it's installed on your browser as an extension or not, and it has some metadata which contains the icon URL, which is the MetaMask Fox icon. Also has the name of the wallet, and it has a bunch of other URLs for different apps as well. So yeah, these are the information that get displayed when you use the useWalletConfig, and this is the config that gets passed when you're creating a wallet or initializing it. You might be wondering why we are able to see the config here when we haven't created or initialized any new wallet using the wallet config. Well, that's because Thirdweb does it for you already, and that's what the default wallet does. The list of wallets that are supported by Thirdweb by default already have the configs set by default, so you don't need to pass any config. Now for this video, we are going to be stopping here because I know we have covered a lot of hooks, but there are also some hooks that we have not covered yet. That's because I want to cover them in detail in a separate video where I explain how you can use them. For example, the use smart wallet hook, the use embedded wallet hook, or the use embedded wallet user email hook. And as the video progresses, you will get a much better idea about how hooks work, and you don't have to be extremely proficient or remember what these hooks do, because you have the documentation. You can always understand the variety of hooks that are available, and if this video becomes old, you can always go back to the Thirdweb documentation and look at the list of hooks available in Thirdweb v4 or v5, whichever version you're using, and you'll be able to find the relevant information that you want. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you found it useful, and if you did, please remember to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.